Your seeds will sprout in just 2 days. You don't need any special equipment, just a regular bag. Instead of waiting 10 days for the first sprouts, you'll see them in 48 hours. I'm using pea seeds, but you can choose any you like. Proper preparation will protect them from diseases and speed up growth. Pour 250 milliliters of warm water into a container and add half a tablespoon of granulated garlic. Stir well until dissolved. Next, place the seeds on cheesecloth in a bowl and pour the garlic water over them. Leave for a few hours. Garlic has antibacterial properties and protects the seeds from infections. After soaking, rinse the seeds with lukewarm water. Take a few sheets of toilet paper, place the seeds on it, and spray with chamomile tea. Transfer the seeds to a Ziploc bag, seal it, and place it in a warm spot. If you notice they're drying out, spray them with chamomile again. After 48 hours, you'll see the first sprouts. This is a quick and effective method for healthy seedlings. I'll show you how to stimulate pepper seeds to germinate within a few hours. Sprouts will appear as soon as the next day. This is the fastest method for germinating seeds. You'll need pepper seeds, cosmetic pads, and boiling water. I'll take the seeds from a fresh pepper I bought this morning. Look at these little seeds. Each has a tiny tip. That's where the root emerges when the seed germinates. The seeds need time for this area to soften and release the root under the influence of moisture. So take scissors and cut off this part, but just the tip. Do the same with the remaining seeds. Look again. Cut only the protruding tip. Don't cut too much to avoid damaging the seed. Place the seeds on a cosmetic pad. This alone will speed up germination. On the second pad, I'll leave the seeds with intact tips. Now prepare 2 bowls. Pour hot water into one and cold water into the other. Fold the pad with the seeds and grasp it with tweezers. Now, the most important part. Dip the cotton pad with the seeds into hot water for 3 seconds, then into cold water for 5 seconds. And again, dip it into hot water for 3 seconds and into cold water for 5. Repeat this process 5 times. This naturally stimulates the seeds to germinate. In spring, the soil warms up during the day and cools down at night. By soaking the seeds alternately in hot and cold water, you trick them a bit and accelerate their growth. I'll do the same with the pad containing intact seeds. Place the soaked seeds in a cup. Pour a little water to moisten the cosmetic pads with seeds. Cover them with another pad. Cover with plastic wrap. Place it on the windowsill if the sun is shining. You'll be surprised by the result the next day. On top, I have the pad with the seeds I didn't cut. And at the bottom of the cup are the seeds with the trim tips. See how they look after one day? They've sprouted. Seeds have never germinated this quickly before. Trimming the tips and using boiling water made the seeds start germinating within 24 hours. On the second pad, the seeds haven't sprouted yet. These are the ones I didn't touch with scissors. So try the method with scissors and boiling water as soon as possible. Nothing pleases an amateur gardener as much as quickly germinating seeds. Seeds germinate in just 2 days. It's the fastest germination without soil. You don't have to wait 10 days for the first sprouts to appear. Just 48 hours and 2 kitchen products. Today, I'll use cucumber seeds, but you can use any seeds. I'll prepare the seeds properly. It will protect them from diseases. I'll use products that I have in the kitchen. Do the same as me, and you'll be surprised by the results. Pour 250 milliliters of warm water into a container. The water shouldn't be hot. Lukewarm is enough. Add half a teaspoon of granulated garlic to it. Stir until the garlic dissolves. Pour the seeds onto a sieve. Pour the garlic water over them. The seeds on the sieve must be submerged in water. Garlic disinfects and protects the seeds from diseases. It's bactericidal. After a few hours, rinse the seeds with lukewarm water. Place them on a paper towel. Brew chamomile. It can be regular chamomile tea. When it cools down, spray the seeds with it. Chamomile infusion prevents the growth of harmful microorganisms. Thanks to it, the seeds don't rot. They germinate better and healthier. Transfer the seeds to a drawstring bag. Close the bag. If you notice that the seeds are dry, spray them with chamomile again. Within 24 hours, and certainly within 48, the seeds will start to germinate. It's the best way to quickly germinate seeds.
I water the cucumbers with one addition. The yields are gigantic. I gather them in full buckets. This fertilizer has been in my family for generations. Every year we have so many cucumbers that we have to give them away to the neighbors. Growing cucumbers can be childishly simple, despite being a plant with high soil requirements. Soils for cucumber cultivation should have a good structure, be rich in organic matter and humus. Proper nutrition for the plant is also important. Unfortunately, cucumbers often fall victim to fungal diseases. To reduce the use of pesticides, it's worth resorting to natural protection methods, among which yeast spray is often recommended. Preparing it is very simple. Crush half a cube of fresh yeast into a bowl. They contain primarily B group vitamins, carbohydrates, organic iron, amino acids, and trace elements. Next, add a glass of sugar. Mix everything thoroughly and pour warm water over it. Leave it for a while for the yeast to start working. The glucose contained in the sugar will help the cucumbers produce new flowers. Dissolve the yeast mixture in 5 liters of water. Leave it to ferment for a week before using it for fertilizing. It is more effective then. If you don't have time, you can use the undiluted yeast mixture an hour after dissolving the yeast. Water the cucumbers planted in the ground with this mixture. The yeast solution perfectly affects the growth of cucumbers. It supplies the seedlings with B group vitamins, iron, amino acids, and various trace elements. This is enough to stimulate and strengthen the roots and accelerate plant growth. Yeast has one more advantage. When you water the plants with them, they enter into symbiosis with the roots. Then, other harmful fungi and various disease-causing microorganisms have limited access to the roots. So, yeast protects the roots from various diseases and infections. They act protectively. Moreover, you can use them in 2 ways. The first one involves preparing a watering solution, and the second one is the spray. The spray remains on the plant leaves, eliminating unnecessary microorganisms and fungal diseases. Just use the spray at least once a month to double the yields. I have been using this recipe for years, and every year I gather a gigantic amount of cucumbers.